here. We're gonna have a great time doing it. So we're gonna wait for our
gauge. I got it where I wanted at 35 psi. Now this may be a little high. Alrighty, Defiant Jeepers, welcome to episode 3, hopefully the last episode of this. So we've done the prep, the pre-prep, we've done our finishing on it, we're pretty much ready to go. One thing that I wanted to do that I didn't get to, I guess I didn't think about it until today, was the cable management. Now we got all the wires right here for the grill, for the harness itself. But instead of just leaving them dangling around everywhere, I just kind of zip tied them close together so that you don't see them in between the honeycombs of the grills or the slots in the Darth Vader grill. But that part is about done. I'm just gonna cut off the excess right now. Just make sure that these are snug, but not too tight. I don't want them pinching the wires. And this is actually looking pretty good. Doesn't look like it's gonna hang down. So we'll take it from there. Just gonna snip off these ends. And one more. Yeah, I think I used 3 for right now. I try to be conscious about where I zip tied the wires to make them as manageable as possible. Let's get that out of the way. And I think I'm done with you. And you 3, I'll save for another future project because you never have too many zip ties. I'll put them in this box for right now. No, actually that one. There you go. That's something I can deal with later. Alrighty, let me go ahead and I am going to prepare Defiant. I am going to open the hood and start to disassemble. I'm definitely going to bring the camera closer over there. I want you along for the ride with me because you've been hanging out this much and I really do appreciate it. And thank you for being with me for this journey, for this little facelift that we're giving Defiant. So just hang in there. I'm gonna get you closer to Defiant and we're gonna start to take everything apart. Already, I think I got everything I need as far as like preparation and everything. I just need to get a few tools together, but there's no big deal. But in order to remove the grill, we have those 6 tree-like push pins that go in from the top and from the bottom. We're just gonna pull them away from the chassis. We do have to be a little bit mindful. And remember, I do have this winch right here and I do have a cable that is a little protruded back, but I honestly feel that the grill is gonna clear it where it's not gonna interfere. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna put out that first pin. Why are you so tight, little man? That's new. Wonder if it got out of alignment. There you go. I'll probably just have to readjust this this hood latch, but that's no big deal. Ain't nothing but the turn of a screw. Alrighty. Let's go ahead, open her up. Look at this beauty. All right, so right here, like I said, I'm gonna get me a couple trim tools. I'm gonna get a nylon one or a plastic one. I'm also gonna get a metal one that's more of a bar type. We're gonna remove these 6 tree-like push pins, and then we're gonna pull the grill right off. But we're not gonna completely remove it, because remember, we still have the blinkers in the area. So let me get a tool and we'll get started. Alrighty, I got all 6 of the tree type push pins down. I'm gonna go ahead and put these down and start to prepare to pull the grill. Alrighty, so at this point right here, the grill is loose. It is out. Now you do have a guide right in the center, kind of like a dowel. We have to consider that. And as far as the blinkers, let's go ahead and unplug the harness from them. This way we can completely remove the grill. Ah, alrighty. At this part right here, I'm actually hung up. What it is I have one wire on each side for the halos on the blinkers. Yes, my blinkers do have halos, so I gotta undo that in order to release my grill. So let me go ahead and get that done. Alrighty, and the grill is free. Let's go ahead and take it out and see what we're gonna work with. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and flip this grill. Like, you know, I need a little bit more light in here. Let me see if this works. I don't want to rush this job, but I really like this done tonight because I got a nice trip going on tomorrow, and I would love to have this grill installed for tomorrow. So let's go ahead and flip it. Now, okay, so we got the new grill. I'm still going to refer to it as a Darth Vader. It is not a Darth Vader. I think in the market it's like a Gladiator grill is what they call it, the Gladiator. But I don't care. I kind of like the vertical slots. I'm going to call it Darth Vader. Now, we got the 7 slot. We got our lenses. And right now, the goal with this is just to remove these. So what we're going to do, and thank goodness I still got the cardboard here. You have these 2 plastic tabs. You're going to squeeze them together. No, my apologies. These 2 plastic tabs, they each have their own little tab that you're going to squeeze inward to release the housing, the whole blinker assembly itself. You squeeze them in and then push them out from the front. So let's go ahead and put that on this side. And that is driver. That is driver. So far so good. Right on. Let's go ahead and we're going to remove the other one, and the practice is exactly the same. You've got 2 tabs. Each tab's got its own retainer tab. You're going to squeeze the tab in and then push out the blinker assembly. From this point right here, we're still going to match apples to apples. Now that they're both facing up the way they were. And all you're going to do, let me grab this. I'm going to bring it a little bit more towards us. And you're going to take a look at your assembly. So all you're going to do is take a look where the slots are. And you are going to run whatever wire assembly you have first. You're going to line up the slots with the spade or whatever you want to call it. That looks about right. I'm just trying not to scratch anything, you know. The whole process of paint and dry is a little uneasy. I'll pick it up in a moment. Oh, you're kidding me, huh? Doesn't look like it wants to line up. Aftermarket stuff. Okay. Perfect. I believe it's in. Let's check the snaps. That's in. That's not it. That's in. Yeah, it's in. Right on. Let's do the same to the other one. And please be careful when you're installing these. It doesn't matter if it's a factory blinker, aftermarket blinker assembly, or anything with a halo. Make sure that they are in the right orientation. Right here, this has an R for right side, meaning passenger. The other one has an L for left or driver. So please pay close attention to that. And the biggest detail about this is not only where it goes, but the orientation of this plug. Because this is the one for the passenger side, so it's kind of pointing outward. The one for the driver's side is the same. It's got the L, only this plug is facing this way, outward towards the driver's side. So they are very specific, so be mindful when you're installing these. Alrighty, so at this part right here, we are ready to remove the headlights. put in the new headlights, and then put the grill back on. And of course, during all this process, we're going to be doing some rewiring. I did forget something. I believe they are my waterproof quick disconnects. So let me go grab those real quick, and we'll keep on working. Be with you in 1 second. Alrighty, I think we're so good to go. Okay, so first I had to go pick up my quick disconnect, which I'm going to use this right here. It is a 3-piece, and what I mean by 3-piece is you got these 2 receptacles, one on each end, and you got a nut that keeps them tied together. And they do have O-rings on them. If I can get this guy out of here. There you go. For a watertight seal. So what it is it was 2 pieces. I made them together. The loose nut I slid in from the back of the one that does not have the thread, and I just tightened it. That gives it a nice secure seal. Plus the O-ring in there, it is waterproof. I don't know what the IP rating on the waterproof is, but you know, I've heard many good things about this particular type of connector, so we're going to go ahead and use it. Now, since we are going to go ahead and remove the headlights, I pre-prepared something. I don't have the proper facility or the kind of distance to really measure headlights, but I pretty much parked Defiant in front of my garage door. I lowered my garage door, I turned on the headlights, and I marked where the headlights are sitting. Perfect straight line across from left to right, and I marked it with some painter's tape on my garage door. So at least I got that ahead. So right now we're ready to go ahead and remove the headlights. But before I do so, let me show you what we're working with here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those ones that's been on Defiant for about 5-6 years now. Very bland, very common like halo type headlight. And I am gonna go with this one right here, which is called the Starry Dragon Eye. Like I'll take this plastic off in a moment. Of course, when it's done, I want you to see the whole thing with this such a super cool design. Look at that thing. Tell me that ain't a neat looking headlight. And it does have a halo on it, so I can still wire that in. As a matter of fact, there's a wire for it right now. But you got 2. I can't remember what the other 2 was. One of them is, I think the other one is DRL, which I don't think we need to worry about DRL. We're just gonna go ahead and do the turn it on when the parking lights turn on, that kind of halo. Oh no, the other one is the blinker. Yeah, that's what it was. We're gonna go ahead and wire those in then. Right on. Okay, and it does come with the additional wiring. Okay, cool. I did not anticipate that, and it looks like an adapter from one type of plug to another one. So cool, it really did come equipped. And put that to a side there. Let me unbox this for a moment. This is actually a little exciting. I didn't do this before. Another adapter and 2 more wires. So okay, this one's orange on this side here, and this one is orange on this side here. So this is orange and green. This one's also orange and green. So I think the orange is going to be the blinker, and the green is going to be the halo, which extension wires for DRL and turn signals. Yeah, H4 to H13 adapters. That's what these are. H4 to H13 adapters, and of course these are the wires for the blinkers and the DRL, which is the halo. Okay, right on. Let me see. So yeah, the green one is the turn signals. The orange one is the halo. Oh man, did I call it? Right on, man. Cool. We're gonna keep this available in case we screw it up. But alrighty, let's start disassembling. Where is my switch? All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and start taking that apart. Alrighty, so now the disassembly of this part is like super easy. First, just like everything else, or most everything else in the Jeep, is gonna be a Torx. And this is a T15. That is the size you're gonna use. Now you have a retaining ring. The retaining ring is held on by 3 screws. You have 1, 2, and 3. The same on the opposite side. You got 2 on the top, 1, 2, and 1 on the lower. Goodness, where are you? Right here. Okay, so it's exactly the same shape on both sides. Okay, so your T15, you're just gonna remove up the 3 screws and then release the headlight from the bucket. But consider you do have the wiring there. You may have an adapter like that H4 to H13. You may have, what do you call those, anti-flicker diodes or something in there. Just keep in mind you have other wiring back there. Or in this case, I do have the halo wire, so I got to be considerate to remove that as well. But let's go ahead and let's get started and start taking this apart because I'm losing light as we're as we're talking. Alrighty, so my headlight is out. This is the one that actually has the damage. I don't know if you can see it on your image right there. Right there, you see that crack right there? That's just horrible. That's been letting in humidity in this bulb. And of course, eventually it's just gonna give up. Now, being since it's an aftermarket light, excuse me for wiping my nose in front of you. It does have the H4 connection, or this might be the H13. I don't know which is which. And of course, it also had the 2 wire setup. And they were already pre-wired, so I just had to disconnect them. This is gonna make this install job a whole lot easier. But this is yellow and green, not orange and green. I am still gonna believe that the green scheme of things between the 2 lights is the same. And all I'm gonna do is plug in that light to that harness, and we're gonna plug in the green and the orange to my green and yellow here. And if they work appropriately, then we're on the right track. From that point, all we gotta do is just keep in mind that I gotta wire the lights for the LEDs for the grill, but so far so good, we're on the right track. Let me go ahead and disassemble the other side so we can keep on going. Alrighty, and the other one's out, and we're good to go. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna catch me a drink. I dropped the screw. I'm gonna find it. I have to find this one. This is a sheet metal screw, very sharp. I don't want nobody to run over it. But give me a second. I'll be right with you. Alrighty, I think at this point we're good to go. And I went ahead and I put me on some glasses because, man, I'll tell you what, taking off the headlights was no problem. But all the wiring behind it's so dusty and muddy. And you've seen all the stuff that we get into and all the dust I have everywhere. I just felt so gross. I had to wash my hands. I put off some gloves. Let's keep on moving here. Let's grab the headlight. We're gonna pay attention to what the green wire goes to, because I have a green over here, and I believe the green was the blinker. Let me double check. But I'm ready to move forward. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Thanks for hanging in there. Yeah, green is turn signal. So green is turn signal. We're gonna pretend we know what we're doing. Where is the DOT of things? Okay, so where it says DOT, that's the top. Oh, okay, that's upside down. So the whole thing's gotta be upside down. It says DOT right there, HLP. Okay, this is gotta be the correct orientation because everything's legible. All right. All right, this is the part where we're like, go big or go home. Look at that beauty. Isn't that neat? That is a nice looking headsight. This is the Starry Eye Dragon Eyes, or Starry Dragon Eyes. I'm all tongue twisted right here. Definitely a new look. Let's go ahead and put it in. Please forgive me if you see a little spot of blindness right there. I just need to make sure that this light's working. And I'm going to test the blinker and the halo to make sure I wired it correctly. All right, so we're going to try the halo. That don't look right. That don't look right. It's not blinking at all. Okay, at least the light, oh my goodness, the lights are pretty bright. But why is it yellow? It's supposed to be white. And I'm trying out the high beam now. Okay, so that part's right. It's something's not right there. So what's going on with that halo? It's not blinking. So what if my wires are crossed here because of the other set and they're just wired different? We can try that as well. All right, let me get a pair of pliers or something so I can work these loose, so I can switch the wires to see what direction we're going. I'll be with you in a second. Alrighty, so my little experiment proved to be a success. All right, let me check something real quick. I can't see it. Got my beard in the way. Alrighty, I'm sorry. Just checking to make sure my mic is turned on. I've had issues in the past. I want to make sure that I don't interrupt what I'm doing to show you. Anyway, so my experiment was a success, and we did manage to get it working properly. So in this particular case, because I have two different sets of aftermarket headlights, the ones that just took off versus the new ones I'm putting on right now, the green on green doesn't work. I had to go green on yellow and then the orange on green, and that's what made it work. And if you just watch your eyes for a second, I'm going to demonstrate here. All right, so I'm going to turn on the engine, and now you're going to see halos. Just let me climb out. I'm going to take a look at. Okay, so those are the halos, and they're actually pretty dang bright for a halo. I like it so far. Let's go ahead and let's go to the next step. We're going to do low beams. I'm going to come around. Actually, very nice for a low beam. And I don't have to climb in, I just reach over. Let's go high beams. I don't know about you, but to me, I feel like they just got a little bit more bright. Now let's take a look at the blinkers. I'm going to take the high beams off. See, it's got this nice amber blinker the way it's supposed to be. That actually looks pretty damn cool, man. And of course, it's blinking rapidly because it's saying, hey, there's something wrong, or there's a burnt out bulb or whatnot. It's really because this side isn't assembled yet. So the circuit's not complete, and it's letting me know, hey man, there's something wrong. But all right, everything's looking good. Since we got this side done, let's go ahead and finish up this one right here. And before we put the grill on, we're gonna go ahead and adjust the headlights and make sure that the level is correct and where it's supposed to be. All right, and we got blinker. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. All right, so at this point right here, we're gonna go ahead and turn off Defiant. We're gonna turn off all the lights. We're gonna lower the garage door. We wanna make sure that our headlights are at the level we need them to be. All right, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and we're gonna move the camera. We're gonna lower the garage door, and now we're gonna measure for headlight height. Put that down. Actually, I'm still gonna need my T15 for this job. Alrighty, I'm good to go. My garage door is down. I got my blue painter's tape marking the headlight line where it needs to be, and that's according to the previous headlights before these new ones were installed at this same distance that my Jeep is from the door. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on the lights. If need be, I have to turn on the engine, and the headlights need to match the top line right here of this tape. Let's go ahead and give that a go. That looks pretty nice. I know I said the top of the line right here, but I didn't really touch them. Now you have two adjustment screws. One that goes up and down, another one that goes, see if I can raise this one a little bit. That looks nice right there. If I lower this one a little bit, because they have a Z pattern, so that is different. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the top of the Z right here, and it's also level right here. And the Z pattern is actually very, very good because of oncoming traffic. So you wanna shine more in the road you're headed, not the traffic coming towards you. At the same time, where I was supposed to be at the top over here, and being a little bit lower is good because this is a 2-inch thick or 2-inch wide strip of tape, considering since Defiant is lifted 4 inches, and I haven't adjusted since then. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to make that 2-inch difference, a 2-inch difference count on the headlight height. And of course, when I go to 37s, that's gonna lift a little bit higher anyways. So we're gonna try for right now like this. If it's too low, we'll bring it back up. If it's too high, we'll bring it down a little bit more. But I think this is good for right now. All we need to do is put the grill on, wire the light, and test it one more time, but we're almost done. Alrighty, y'all, it's the moment of truth. Let's see if this new grill is gonna fit and clear the winch. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be a little extra challenging, considering since I'm also fighting against not having any light. And I'm already meeting some resistance. Mother flower. The winch is in the way. Oh man. So now we're gonna need to do something about this winch. Any way that I can move that forward. Alrighty, y'all. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna give this some thought. I'll be right with you. Alrighty, Defiant Jeepers. It has been a crazy evening, and you can actually see the night's already fallen. I don't do too many videos at night because of obvious reasons. I just don't like to work at night. I've even got very few night runs out in the desert, even though it's kind of fun. It is fun. We're driving at night in the desert, but it's unfortunate that I have to suffer through this, what I go through. But that's why I don't do it at night. But I have to get this project done. I really want it ready for tomorrow morning, only because this is the introduction of Defiant again with a new look. So getting back to the issue at hand, let me go ahead and flip this camera. I'll show you what we're working with here. All right, so here is the grill. Now, when you saw me trying to put it on, let me see what's going on here. No, nothing. Little greasy hand spot. Okay, so in these bars, or these ribs, whatever you want to call them, the winch is interfering somewhere around this area right here, which is not necessarily, this is the center bar, so it's somewhere in this area right here. So without trying to manipulate or multi-fold or try and flex the grill, we went in another direction. Look at all these cool little ports right here, and I'm going to tell you exactly what we did. I went ahead and I started to take the winch apart. And all I did, let me get this out of my way, is the control cover. You have 4 bolts. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those came out, and then there's another cover here on the side to cover this assembly here, because you got these 3 bolts there that mate to these 3 bolts down there with copper, I'm going to call them buses. In the computer world, that would be called a bus, and here they are. So you got these bottom 3 connecting to these top 3, and all I did was, as I said, just loosen the fasteners, remove the fasteners, and I carefully lifted these and kept them in the exact same position and the exact same order and where they go, just so I can go ahead and put the winch back together. So that being said, I think we're going to give this another try. Alrighty, so I think at this point, I think I'm ready. Let me go ahead and get the grill once more. Oops, that was bad. Let me go ahead and get the grill one more, and we'll try and install it once more. Let me just go ahead and get this camera ready, because I want you guys to get the full experience with me. And if we can get as far as putting the grill on and get it all mounted and bolted, we should be smooth sailing from there. The rest would be to put the winch back together and to rewire the halos for the blinkers. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, for the most part it is set right now. I gotta do a little bit more massaging, but at least I got all the holes lined up for the top 6 plugs to go in. So let's go ahead and put in the top 6. That's gonna help me hold the grill exactly where it's located, where it's supposed to be, so I can move forward, continue to fasten it, and get this part done with. A little off. That looks a little off, but then it is aftermarket grill, so that's expected. But okay, let me go ahead and get those 6 little plugs so we can keep on moving forward. And these are the 6 brand new ones that we got with this kit. You're gonna see the 6 push pins that I got in place, but they are not set all the way down. They're not locked into place. I'm still working on this, the last one over here that's giving me a little alignment issue. And then I'm gonna finish pressing in these right here, but even the headlights look like they're very well into the buckets. I don't see an issue there. Being an aftermarket grill, there's a couple little line issues, but it's an aftermarket grill. Alrighty, so I got the 2 from the ends, the driver's side and the passenger side, the ones with the most out ones. I got them in. I am going to crawl under Defiant right now to take a look at the other ones. You see what I got to do to make those fit. Obviously, this aftermarket grill is not fitting exactly the way it's supposed to. There's a little bit of flexing involved. I'm trying to do as much as I can with creating 0 to little damage. We're going to go with 0. And all we gotta do is just flex this on to make all the fasteners, all the clips, just snap into the chassis where they're supposed to. So let's see how good I can get that part done. But I will be crawling under there, so you're not gonna see me. Alrighty, so the other issue is the other 4 tabs are not lining up with the chassis part. But in order for me to access that, I do have a anti-sway bar skid plate that has to come out in order for me to access the correct location to make everything fit. So I am going to go ahead and put you back in the bleachers. I'm going to get this done as much as I can, or as fast as I can. But thanks for hanging in there. Alrighty, with the anti-sway bar skid plate out of the way, I can go ahead and try and access those 4 clips in the center so they can slide into the chassis slots where it's supposed to be to secure that grill. I just need that flashlight. Alrighty, at this point, the grill is in. All 6 of the bottom tabs are fastened to the chassis slots where they're supposed to go. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and press in all 6 of the tops of the push pins, and then the grill is done. We're gonna go ahead and reassemble the winch, and then finish wiring the halos, and of course the 5 LEDs for the center. We're almost there. Alrighty, I am going to go ahead and save the putting the winch back together for last, because I have to take the bull bar off, put the controller back on top. So let's go ahead and finish wiring up all the halos. Alrighty, I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to wire up the halos. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's just me reconnecting wires I'd already taken apart. I'll show you when this product is done, minus the winch, of course. Alrighty, Defiant Jeepers, thanks for hanging in there, man, but the ride is finally over. It took me a little bit. It's actually been a few hours with everything I had to do with. I kind of figured out what I had to do to get the grill mounted onto the chassis, and unfortunately it was a long walk. Now, what I did not show you was a side profile of this grill versus if you take a look at our factory JK 7-slot grill, it's just flat. This one, because of the multi-grill that it has, and it doesn't matter how many grills or how many slots it has, it's the design where instead of being flat, like let's say my factory JK, this one actually comes out and then comes down and back in. Unfortunately, because of how much it come out, what I had to do is I actually had to take apart the top part of my winch, the controller part. I had to completely remove that. All right, and to get the controller out of there, I had to remove this bull bar that has my light bar on it. Okay, and so that was just a lot of disassembly, and it's nothing but nuts and bolts, no big deal, just a lot of them. You know, so as soon as I got all that taken apart, I got the grill in. I finally got all those clips pushed into the chassis the way they belong. Then I put the winch back together, and it's like super tight. I'm talking like the plastic slots are riding against the plastic housing of the winch. So I don't want to say I should have second thought this, but I was just unaware of how tight it's going to be. Now, there is such a thing as bumper extensions. I may consider that in the future. I don't know. Excuse me. But it does push out your bumper about 2 to 3 inches depending on the size bracket you get. I don't even know if I want to do that, because pushing out your bumper to make more space there, you lose approach clearance. I think that's what they call it. It has to do with your approach angle, because you have, you know, more there. If you had less bumper, then it would be optimal. Anyway, let's not get away from what I'm supposed to talk about. So I got it all done. Got all the wiring done, all the lights are working, and that's what I want to demonstrate to you right now. If you just allow me a moment, I'm not going to put on the headlights, the driving lights or the high beams. You've already seen that, but at least I want to show you that all the halos work, the blinkers work, and the 5 LEDs in the grill work. Let me just show you that real quick. Alrighty, so definitely all the lights work, and it's super cool to actually take a look. And the LEDs on the grill, those yellow ones, those amber ones, they're like super bright. And then I know you're able to see from this angle. I got the camera a little high and then pointed down. But let's say I did something like this, where I'm going to go ahead and straighten up the camera, and I am going to go ahead and lower it. You're almost level with the Jeep itself. That if you'll notice, if you're looking straight at it, this light bar is actually covering the 5 amber LEDs behind it. So this is another one of those deals where, yeah, I did that one. I didn't think it through, but then again, I was like super excited to get it, and I don't want to say I should have thought about it more, but you know, this is one of those lesson learned kind of things. So if you are running a bumper with a bull bar and you have a light bar on top of it, and do plan on this grill with the LED lights, just remember that that light bar is going to block the lights. No, you're going to get this super cool amber glow behind your light bar, but the lights themselves, unless you're looking at it at an angle, you're not going to see them, you know. But I'm still happy with it. I'm glad I was able to perform this project. It did take me a few days, or in this sense of 3 episodes, it took us 3 weeks. So much to do, and yeah, unfortunately, you know, my schedule's demanding, and I got, you know, such a busy lifestyle that I'm trying to get as much done as I can with whatever time I'm allowed. But thank you for hanging in there, and I really appreciated you coming along for the ride with me. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Click that little bell. Click that little bear. Oh my God! Go ahead and click that little bell. And of course, we would love you to join us on all our social platforms. And don't forget to visit us at www.defiantjeep.com, where you can pick up all your Jeep performance accessories, camping gear, and other merch. We love to see you on the trail.